we're looking at a really cool and special car, very unique. It's the MCD XS5 Max Pro. This is an on-road fit-scale car, and it's designed in Europe. The parts on it are extremely precise, very well made. The car is very tunable, more tunable than an average fit-scale car. For instance, you have the Team Losi 5T here, and you have no adjustability on for toe-in and also for anti-squat. You also have only 3 holes for the shocks. On this car, you have adjustable pill system on the front and rear of the car. You have rear toe, you have anti-squat, you have 9 holes for adjustment on the suspension. This car is completely tunable. Even the limited slip differentials are controllable with different plates. I mean, this car is a tuner's dream. And I want to tell you something else. After driving it, I realized that the tolerances on this car are super tight. That means there's no play in any of the linkage. If you rock the car back and forth, there's absolutely no play in anything, no slop. When you drive the car, it feels very precise, very controllable. It feels expensive and it feels different. I have to tell you that this actually rocked my world because I've been into fit scale for many years. I've never driven something this high quality. I'm going to probably be purchasing this for myself for a personal car. That's how impressive this was. We put in the G320 engine, 32cc. Now, they make mention that this engine has a fitting problem. We actually worked our way around that, and we actually fit it in the car. It's definitely overkill. It's got a lot of power, and you feel like it has a lot of power. Usually when you have a gas car, they're not really that fast. And for instance, again, back to the 5T, that car does about 40 plus out of the box with no upgrades. This car is probably pushing 60 miles an hour. It's much lighter than that car. Also, it does come with a tuned pipe. The Barracuda pipe is excellent. I love this pipe. Really performs well. It sounds great. It has 2 guides and 2 shock mounts on the car, so it really holds it still, and it prevents any vibration. As you know, a lot of times these come loose from vibration. This car has none of that. So we love the pipe on this car, and we love the performance. Back to the way it drives, super, super precise. That's all I can tell you. It's a completely different experience than any other brand of fit scale car. I recommend getting this. They cost about $13.99 online. They're available from Cardinal Racing and Large Scale RC. We are going to try to become a dealer. We contacted Cardinal RC, who's the U.S. distributor, and we're having a hard time getting a response. Hopefully, maybe they'll see this video and maybe they'll consider us. But we definitely want to carry the car. I endorse this car highly. Now, for the steering servo and the throttle servo, we use the same servo, and that is the Power Hobby 729 MBL. And you're probably wondering why I'm using a 10-scale servo, and that is because the servo opening on this car is very unique. It's 60 millimeters in length, where the stock servo on the 5T or a standard fit-scale servo for a regular car that we have in USA is 66 millimeters, so they're way too big for this car. Luckily, MCD includes 10-scale servo adapters, and we put these in there. Now, interestingly enough, the 729 MBL has 500 ounces of torque, and it's a lot more powerful than the actual fit-scale size servo, the S900S in the 5T. So that's interesting. It's also quicker, too. We found it very adequate for steering and braking. If you want to see how quick it steers, extremely quick. And another cool thing about the 729 is the centering ability. All you do is let go of the steering wheel, and it centers perfectly every time without exception. Excellent servo. You only need 1. You can add another one for 1,000 ounces of steering torque, but you don't need that. As far as throttle and braking, really adequate. Car stops short, really, really short, and there's no need for any more power in the braking servo. Now, when you're setting up your servos, you definitely want to take into consideration setting up your endpoints with a servo this powerful. If you don't set up your endpoints and you have any type of binding in either the steering, the brake, or the throttle, you're going to damage the servo and you're going to damage the car. So you have to really go into your Futaba radio, use the endpoint settings to your advantage, and just make sure there's nothing that has binding. Basically, I'm talking about over travel. Anytime you have over travel on a very powerful servo, you're going to damage the components. Now this car, just to let you know, with the 32cc engine and the Barracuda pipe, is absolutely ballistic. So usually on on fit-scale gas cars, you're limited to speed. Like I said, they top out at like 40 plus miles an hour, and they're kind of boring, and you have to throw hundreds of dollars in tuning them to make them really fast. This car, because it's so light and it's just set up so well and the gearing is perfect, this will do about 60 miles an hour just with this stock GR320 engine, 32cc, very, very fast. The off-the-line acceleration, I would call it ballistic. It's actually frightening. And the reason why I'm mentioning the speed, the pickup speed and the top speed, is that usually when you have gas cars, they kind of feel inferior to electric. Electric has all that power. Those cars are usually going, 90, 100 miles an hour, even 120, and there really is no comparison. This car, even though let's say it tops out at 60, but the way it gets there, the way it sounds, the way it feels like a real car. When you're driving this, you're basically driving a real car. And to me, that's a lot more exciting than anything electric. This is something that I consider state of the art as far as fit scale goes. It's very well made. This is definitely designed by enthusiasts, people who care about the sport. This is not a toy. I have to say that again. This is definitely not a toy. This is a precision RC instrument, and it's one of the best cars I've driven. If somebody would ask me, what is your favorite car you've ever driven since you've been in the hobby since you were 12, I would tell them this car. This MCD car is my favorite car that I've ever driven. A combination of the precision of the car, the handling, the power of the engine, just all the tunability of the car. Like I said, you can dial in anti-squat, and to control every parameter of the handling without exception on a car this big and this realistic. This is absolutely phenomenal. It's exciting to have a car like this available. I'm gonna buy a few of them. I'm probably gonna buy the rally car. I'm gonna buy the short course, and I'm probably gonna buy this car and set it up as an on-road race car. I think they're that good. I hope I can start selling these. I really would like to. I would love to work on them, upgrade them, service them, just put them together. They're a complete joy to work on and work with. Once again, this is Mark from parkflyers.com signing off. Please share this video. Comments below if you want to order one, or you have interest in it, or you just want to buy one and have us put an engine and servos in it like we did here. Call me, Mark, at 1-800-470-8932. We'd love to set it up for you. All right. Anyway, we'll see you on the next review, and have a great day.
Uh-huh.